Hello everyone, my name is GhostBit and I decided to make a top 10 list, predicting who will rank the top 10 for GDKO round 3. This round has been the best round I have ever participated in. My ghost, the amount of amazing game for this round. The theme for this was...
Round 3 will focus on technical implementation, and the task will be to create a boss fight.
And man did everyone brought out their best. Making this top 10 list has been rough. But I've managed to narrow it down to the top 10 and place them in what I predict will be the rankings for them. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Number 10, Cosmic Raiders by Loaded. Now, I made a card game for this round. It's called SWEETLAND Boss Rush. I am very proud that I've made a card game in Godot. This was not easy to make, but I sadly scrapped a lot of concepts that honestly are important in a card game. This is where Cosmic Raiders comes in. Made by Loden, he made a traditional card game, but with a twist, with all the bells and whistles of a deck building game. Honestly, watching and playing this game stunned a little, and I won't lie, I felt jealous here because Loden captured that card game feel that I attempted to get, but sadly failed in my game. He mixes card games with FTL. And what a great idea. You battle out in space, defeating foes that stand in your way. This is a smart way to help you get familiar with the card mechanics before you encounter the epic boss fight. When your ship takes damage, cards will be added to your hand, letting you know to fix your ship before more damage is taken. This game is so well balanced, gives you enough attack and shield cards with each victory. You get to choose up to 2 cards and add them to your deck. I can't stress this enough, this is an amazing card game. Loden, you did a fantastic job, and everyone who has played this amazing card game will agree. You inspired me to go work on my bad card game and make it better. Number 9, Usurp by Leo Lim. This gorgeous pixel art game is called Usurp. This was all made in one day. Keep in mind, this jam lasts 2 weeks. And Leo made all of this in one day. Okay, I will go cry in a corner if you need me. My lord, this game, okay, pixel art wise, is gorgeous. The color palette, the texture, beautiful. It's a simple boss fight game. The controls are tight. The boss is rough but fair. This will take a couple of tries, but once you've gotten the boss patterns, you can take them down. I do love how in the end you are encouraged to beat the boss again, but with higher health count. Fantastic job, Leo. Number 8, Max Fight the System by Emma. Normally when you think of boss fights, a puzzle game doesn't come in mind right away. But that didn't stop Emma with Max Fight the System. Heavily inspired by Professor Layton, the Last Spectre, this game lets you follow Maxwell and Pancake as you try to take down the evil tyrant mechanic boss. The art style heavily sticks out in this round as it draws from a collage style. I'm not much of a puzzle game, but Emma gives you some tips on the bottom of the itch page as to how to go about each round. Or you can be bold and dive right in and try to solve it yourself. I haven't even mentioned the amazing story that goes along with this. I won't spoil anything, so do yourself a favor and go check it out. Number 7, A Duck on Wheels Part 3, Duck Race 3000 by Simon CB. I don't know how Simon does it, but throughout GDKO we've been following a duck on wheels. For this round, he made a racing boss game. Such a fun and engaging game. The art style speaks for itself, and the duck on wheels control is fine. It's amazing, and you will be drawn into this wacky world where a duck on wheels is normal. I can't say anything more to it than just go play it. Trust me, you're gonna love it. Number 6, Mops and Bots by Enmark. Enmark does it again with Mops and Bots, a hard but challenging game. And Enmark puts it, was gunning for a cross between a Cuphead plane level and a Contra boss. And Mark should be proud of this amazing game. I was engaged and man, that boss fight. Oof, tough. Can you beat the boss? Trust me, I would have loved to put Mark higher, but you would see why he didn't get the top 5 in a couple of seconds. And now the top 5. These 5 games were beyond fantastic. Ranking these 5 games was a hard task. Everyone who made it to the top 5 should be very proud of themselves. Number 5, Shotgun Exorcist by Nut. Heavily inspired by Binding of Isaac, which is a game I absolutely love, you dive right into the basement ready to kill the boss. The art design, the controls, all 5 stars. The only issue I had was it left you wanting more. Oh, and also you get to see a glorious pixel butt. Less talking, more watching. Number 4, Veggie Boy vs. Meat Man by Space Spy. He may be my rival, but I will always recognize his greatness, and he shines bright with this entry. If there is one word I can describe this game, it's juicy. Space Spy lacked time this round, but for the very little he had, he spent it all on one of his many strings, juice, and a very smart move on his end. My lord, is this game great. The boss is challenging, but once you get the pattern, you feel accomplished once beat. Only to be slapped with a great score at the end, making you want to go back and get a higher score. Can you beat Meat Man without being touched? Truly a hard accomplishment. Good job, Space Spy. Number 3, Crafts and Combat Again by Sigil. I love the art style, and the combat very polished. Here, you fight a hand as he tries to draw and erase you from existence. The one thing I love in boss fights is something that Sigil did that was the only one in this entire round that actually achieved. And that was many different phases of the bosses. Seriously, I lost count after 5, 7. It kept me on the edge of my seat with each phase, making me wonder, am I any close to victory? This is the type of thing I look forward to the most in boss fights, and this is something that Sigil did fantastically. Great job. Number 2, Gladiator Beats by Icy Game. If there was a ranking for most addicting, Icy Game would probably be number 1. I have lost count as to how many times I've actually played this game after I've streamed it. This amazing rhythm boss battle, the ill beats, the unique way to battle. I want more. Please, Icy Game, make more. And now it's time for the number 1. I mean, this should not be a surprise if you are an entry to GDKO round 3. I mean, we all know who it's going to be. Number 1, Lightspeed Hideout by Jabooin. Jabooin has been a massive threat so far in GDKO, placing mostly in the top 3 of every round so far. Jabooin knocks it out of the park with his entry to round 3 with Lightspeed Hideout. I've learned so much playing his amazing entries, and this game, Lightspeed Hideout, is a classic example of someone understanding the assignment. There's so much I could say about this entry, but honestly, if there is any game you should play first, it's this one. I think everyone that has competed in round 3 of the GDKO will all agree this will be number 1. Honestly, we're just competing for number 2 at this point. Great job, Jabooin. I can't wait to see what you make in the next round. That is my top 10, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed my list. Go check out my game. It doesn't stack up to this amazing top 10, but I am still somewhat proud of it. I made a card game, heavily inspired by Slay the Spire, and mixed in a Mario and Luigi combat in there as well. still so much I left out, and there's so much I would love to do in the future. I've gotten a lot of great feedback and a lot of great ideas. But the link will be down below as well, separate from the top 10 entries, so that way you can play it as well. And there are so many games I sadly left out that definitely belong in the top 10 as well. This list was very hard to make. It was very unpredictable because if you go and check out every other entry, honestly, they just belong in the top 10 as much as these games do. This is my own personal list. This is my own personal opinion on what I think I enjoyed the most and had high replayability, honestly. These were the top 10 games I ended up coming back to the most. I had to judge it by that because everything else, every other game nailed it. Thank you very much, Dan the Word, for holding an amazing round. I think we can all say this has been the best round. Maybe I might be wrong because, future rounds haven't happened yet. But as of right now, competing wise, this has been the most fun round of all. I've had a blast. Thank you for hosting. Here's hoping I make it, but if I do not make it, that's completely fine. I did a great job. Pat on the back for me, and pat on the back to everyone who made and competed in round 3 for GDKO. We all killed it. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. This is GhostBit, and I will see you hopefully in the next round.